pull. What are you looking at pull here, Mr. Pollo? I'd be waiting for this breakout. You're really in a range right now. Consolidating. I don't have that many levels on pull anymore because Matic has no longer existed. Oh, I can't. If you guys can figure out how to do OC's accent, I'll give you some money. I don't know. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. We gotta look. Oh man, I don't want to ruin it, man. Okay, guys. For me, you gotta look at this and the dynamic reactor and the tacos on the weekend. I had the too much. I had too much of the tequila. I had the worm. I had the worm. You know what I'm saying, guys? And the dynamic reactor is coming in here. So we're bearish. Okay, we're bearish. I see him in the chat, man. Oh, and we got the triangle here. And you can see when we get the triangle and the trigonometry and the breakout, and you get the rooftop pattern here, and you get the rooftop, and it starts to blow smoke out the top of the chimney here and the teepee. You can see it makes a teepee, and it looks like a teepee right at the top here. The sticks on the teepee holding it up. The measured move, my friends, you know, you take the middle of the teepee and you put it in here and you get too much cerveza, my friend. And
Yo, what's up? I
do
just
your
get
TA.
joking. Oh, I can see it. I can see it. Love it. Love
How
it.
did I do?
Perfect. Still, you need to practice that accent, though.
You need to
It's
practice
not
that
quite.
accent for still.
Exactly.
There.
Exactly. It's not quite there yet, man. I'll give you classes in
Oh,
this.
how was your
Promise.
weekend, brother? How about why don't you show off your link trade? I'll show you yours, you show me mine.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that was a cool one. Let me see if I can, if I have it here in hand. I was just looking at other stuff today in the morning. By the way, I'm
You
looking
made
at
sure you
Riot.
showed me.
I was looking at Riot today. I bought last week, and it seems like you already have moved up since I bought it, and hopefully we can have a breakout, especially since Bitcoin is moving. But yeah, let me bring up my stuff in here. I'm sorry, I just last minute here. Let me see where are my
No
stuff.
worries.
There.
We got Pol, Sui, and XRP to look at too.
Oh man, what's that, Daggett? I have no idea what's that. Let's take a look at. I was looking at. You asked me to share link, right? Link or Ada? A link. I think it was a link, right? And it was in the 15 minutes. There we go. So it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken, that I was also asking you if you had a chance to look at Link, because for me, it was kind of like a trying to break or already have broken a trend line there, right? So this trend line here, it was already broken. We had already a higher high here, and sorry, higher low. Not quite there yet with a higher high, right? So just a couple of hours after the morning class, I did decided to jump in. As always, he bought, right, and then dump it. They dump it on me here. Great that my stop loss was right there. By the way, my stop loss should have been a little bit lower, but it wasn't. So it was right there. I was a little bit nervous when I started retracing, so but I still decided to just hold it. It wasn't that big of a deal. We lost for a little second here our trend line, but I was pretty confident still. We had a little bit of a flip of the ribbon, and after I saw this candle, I said, "Oh man, this is going." As we were expecting TP number one, TP number two, and then trailing. My trailing took me out back at this area right here. So basically, I made somewhere around a 6.53%. All in all together, a little bit less. It was like I would say like, I don't know if I'm not mistaken, I did like I don't quite remember. I was doing a 10x, so it was somewhere around 40 something percent of that trade, so it was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I think I played out pretty good. I mean, we caught that push through and we layered out as it started to move up. Other than that, I'm looking at, let's see, ADA. ADA might be looking juicy.
XRP.
Oh, you know what? I need to look at it. Oh, you're ready. Ah, man. To be honest, the last time I looked at this, it was Saturday, so I did not expect. I
Virtual.
expect it to go a little bit lower here. Let's take a look at the XRP. You know what? That might be an interesting one. XRP. I know you also love it secretly. You secretly love
You're an
this.
XRP master, bro.
Holy shit! He already moved on me, man. Shit.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yes, sir, bro. Dude, it was like 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago. Shoot, man. If I would have been here at the beginning of the class, this just would have been out there and would have nailed it, that one. Oh, man. Look at that movement. It's not about the break, it's about a retest. All right, no chasing after the trades. At this point, we're at high. We also have a TP number 1 being played in here. I just want to take a look at how high could it go. Let's go over our indicators. Here we go. All right. I will be guessing because I'm going to be just making an analysis on based on one single candle because of what the candle we have. We might have a push through, a retest, and a continuation here, and then a big retracement, and it keep pushing upwards here because look at that disparity, 78%, 85% bullish. Man, XRP looks like it want to keep going upwards, man, my friend. I don't know. Let's take a look at if you still have an entry on the 4 hour. And you know what? Let me just clear this up. It's just too messy even for me. Right here, breaking up the range. Oh man, I would not be jumping in at this point. I still think that we're gonna pierce through. I still think that we're gonna pierce through here. We have the pump. We are pretty bullish. In consolidation score, it's also basically telling us that we're gonna break the consolidation, and we're making that push. I mean, come on, look at that beautiful entry right there. Maybe on the retracement here before we keep going upwards. So I'm gonna set an alert at the top here, just to compensate for the breakout, right? And then looking for the retest. But yeah, that was pretty good. Bitcoin, my friend, how are you doing on Bitcoin? Let me show very first here the trade that we've been following. This is my bot, 4 hour bot. It's not that far away. It's, I think a 10% from last, what was it, Friday or Monday? I don't quite remember. Still 182%. Entry was back in the day right here, somewhere around 60. Oh, we had it right here, 67,747. It is on 5x, so nothing too crazy, especially because it is a bot, right? So that's why we don't give it that much of a leverage. Still, I'm pushing it to the limit on the availability of leverage that we can do on Chart Prime's strategy builder. And I mean, Bitcoin is looking good still, I would say. I'm a little bit worried that we have a pullback at these areas, but what do you see? I just wanted to show that, but I know I might have already missed the Bitcoin trade that you took, but how are we looking?
So I took a Bitcoin scalp because I didn't get in on the morning kind of. There was a morning trade to have, but I didn't take it. It just seemed, honestly, like I think it looked too easy. I think that was it. Like because we came like in reflection. Okay, so looking at this, like we come back, we retest the highs. Okay, 1. We get clipping bullish divergence right here. 2. We got inverse head and shoulders. 3. Like it seemed like such a trap, you know? It seemed like such a trap. They waited, breakout, retest. Like this was like spoon fed for a baby, you know? Like, and it was just like, you know what? Like after all time highs and understanding, look at the liquidity here, right? To me, it says lower, right? Also, if we look at history too, right? This morning, I was like, okay, what was the last Mondays, right? You look at this one, you look at this one, right? You look at this one. Okay, this was a pump. But the last 2 Mondays been bearish. Look, big dump, big dump. Push up over the weekend, big dump. Push up over the weekend, big dump. So for me, it just seemed too easy, man. That's the only thing. And you know me in the morning. Monday I like to start off successful. I'm very much, you know, start the week off strong. So I wasn't gonna FOMO in here, right? I mean, I wish I did, but I didn't. What I did do is I did take a trade right here. So I did get long. I made, you know, order block wick test. Remember, I was talking to you about a wick test. So here's your wick test on the 5 minute. You push up, right? You create the wick, right? 1 candle, 2 candle comes back, and then you continue, right? That's the wick test right there. So I was able to take this and, you know, make a little $300 off of this trade here. I'm out of this trade now. But I mean, how can you complain? You make a quick scalp. I mean, today obviously you could have made a lot of money, right? You could have made probably at least $2,000. But you know, I took the trade this morning right from here, 105, right? The wick test trade right now. I could still be in this, but I took my profit and I ran because obviously we're overextended. So right now, all-time highs, price discovery. My next level when looking at this, if we're looking at any sort of retracement, any sort of extension, a lot of things are pointing to 114,000 on my extension levels right here, 113, 115 here. If you go back even further, you do something like an extension from here down to here. It's the same thing. You got 114 right up in here as well. Okay, so a lot of things pointing to 114 for a move. We'll see. We'll see. I would like to see a revisit down into here, whether it's retesting. You know, if we're looking at this as a breakout continuation, right? For me, it's more along the lines of, hey, man, we've put in at least this, right? To this, right? So this was a breakout retest even this morning of that, right? And if you take this measure move, like it's pretty hefty, right? Now bring us to around 114, same kind of deal. So very, very bullish. But I don't want to cut. You don't want to get caught with you know, your pants down, right? You don't want to be here. We should be looking for shorts. As a trader, we should be looking for shorts. Whether we're looking for shorts or not, it's totally up to your guys' opinion of what you think you should do. For me right now, even with predictive ranges, if we go like on an hourly, 107 right now, very overextended. Look where our equilibrium is, right? That's a big. So cautious, cautious, cautious. That's how I would treat it. Let's go over and take a look at SUI, one of my favorite tokens. SUI's consolidating. Same kind of deal here. Okay, so SUI in a flag, all-time highs, triple top. So cautious, right? Cautious triple top here. No bear div, but cautious. An aggressive move up here, but a big, big gap down here. Okay, big gap. So that means this says, hey, dummy, don't get too bullish right now. We could be looking to return to the volume in here. Right? We look at our volume profile tool. We can see there is some in here. Okay. But most likely it's 375. And what is this? Rising wedge. typically breaks down, right? So if this, then that. Right now it's patience. We were also looking at this morning is dominance, right? So dominance is peaking out. We are looking for it to get rejected so we can see a rotation into our altcoins. Bitcoin is still going up. So that is not going to happen until Bitcoin goes flat. Okay. We also have our FOMC meeting this on Wednesday. Jerome Powell interest rate decision, triple top here. So if we're looking at SUI, this is I would mark out this trend line here. Look for some sort of pennant in here. Breakout, retest, continuation. But for now, we'll see if this holds and see if this holds here. I want to see strength in the move, so it means higher highs, higher lows, and out. If we're going on a 15-minute here, all right? SUI is very choppy and very impulsive, okay? The way it trades, it'll go slow, 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 bang, 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 wreck you, right? Bang, up again, right? So cautious for this move, right? In an uptrend on SUI, cautious for this move. This move wrecks everyone, and it does it. It's gotten me a couple times with SUI, so be careful of that. Right now, it looks like it's doing that before it wants to continue. So I'd be patient with SUI. And then I believe we had I didn't finish doing the TA for Pollo here on Pole. So I would be setting the alarm first and foremost, Pollo, on this downtrend, just waiting for strengths to come in. And then really it's the structure here, as we know you love your structure, suggests that we're coming down into retest in here. Why is that? Well, a lot of these things, when they moved up, and we were talking about this last week, they moved up. They haven't revisited all this liquidity in this area, right? So you've revisited a lot of it. You've revisited the previous highs, okay? But if we do, get rejected, which is most likely here, in my opinion, on Bitcoin, 786 golden pocket area of the complete range in here, right? So I'd be looking around 56 cents. Now, if the strength comes in, right? If we get the bottoming here, we reclaim and we push up. It's very easy to get on in that, mitigating this high, right? Taking this high out, then looking for your higher low. Very simple protect yourself strategy in here, right? Get in long, put in your stop loss below here, and that's where you look to ride this thing to Valhalla, right? That's confirmation bias, and going off that structure, that would be if we do rip and you don't get in now, right? If we rip, you look for this area in here around 60 cents, psychological too. But if not, you look for a swing failure down. This would be more probable, in my opinion, is where you look for this to swing down, bull div in here, and then you go. But yeah, looking down right around 56 cents. That's how I would treat it for now, my friend. But as we're speaking, Bitcoin's just 107,000, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Nice.
That's crazy.
It is, my friend. Oh, I want to take a look at here.
I don't think my son deserves a full Bitcoin anymore. It's too expensive. Maybe you'll give him half. Depends on how many. He took like 8 poos yesterday. Maybe he if he takes 4 today, maybe he's still in the heritage.
Wait after college.
He's already taken 4 poos today. No way. My wife just told me he's already taken 4 poos today.
Holy shit. Literally.
My God. He's full of shit. He shouldn't be a YouTuber then.
Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. Hilarious. Oh,
that's being a new dad, man.
Yes. By the way, I don't know if you know that I went to the States as a exchange student, and I have a different perspective. If you're in the States or if you have to pay for college education, here's a little tip. You can save a freakishly amount of money by sending your kids or bringing yourself and do what could be taken as a community college here. But here it's not a community college. We don't have community college. We just have universities, right? So you take a university, which is for free, by the way. You just need to get your little pretty ass here, sign out the papers. You get free education. But the thing is that you previously need to know where you're gonna be continuing your studies in the States, so you can take the assignments or the how do you call it, the classes that can be revalidated there 100%. So it's just instead of going to a community college, you come to a college here, and especially if you're doing medicine or something like that, man, that is a great savings tips. By the way, if you're in that situation. So, Alex, just food for thought. If we still had quality education in the future, if we are not become Venezuela, then maybe you can send your son here. I take care of him. I showed him the good stuff, right? The chicas bonitas.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I teach him how to
chica
pack.
bonitas. Yeah.
Exactly. I even
Oh
send him
Madonna.
back with.
They'll
Yeah.
find out he's a whole coiner, and they be all over him. Oh Madonna.
Oh yeah, look at that. By the way, I just want let me show you here what I'm looking at. I want to take a look at here at request, which was what turbo, and also want to take a look at super. Have you talked about super recently, Alex?
No, because you are.
Oh, nice. Let's take a look at then.
Because
Turbo.
you're super duper.
Oh man, I love you for real, my friend. By the way, I have a look at that. Look at that. Look at orders all the way around. All right.
You're utterly fantastic, bro.
I'm utterly fantastic. Look at that. I'm going outer space. So we do have a couple of things in here. I know it's a little spaghetti-ish. Let me just remove stuff. I would say that this is not financial advice, all right? This is not financial advice. But this is the same thing I was looking at Link when I started trying to catch this movement, right? It is a danger zone. But usually good movements are in danger zone. That's what we also look for stop losses, right? That's the tool where we prevent or where we corroborate invalidation areas, right? Basically, all right, I was wrong. Let's just get out of the trade right there, then retrieve, reanalyze, jump back in, all right? So let me just get started first with the basics here. We can still go lower, much lower, all right? We can still go lower, much lower. So we need to understand that before I give the long possibility. This is not a signal, all right? The next thing that I'm going to be pulling up, it is support and resistances, trend line. Look at that, right? And right away, we can see what we call what? Like a gathering of things, right? Which is, guys, anyone? Confluence, right? Confluence. That is the name of the game, Confluence. So we have a trend line here. Technically is broken, all right? But also, I mean, we are on bouncing areas on the oscillator, right? Let's draw a line right there, a horizontal line here, where we see most of the bounces, right? I'm trying to catch this one. You see, like as many as I can take. So this is telling me that I can still go a little bit lower here. You see that? Maybe a little bit lower here. But still, this is a bouncing area. So do I have enough confidence? I think that will be the question. For me, I have 2 points of confidence there. And also, I have an entry, VPVR entry here. Let me show you. There we go. And it's not quite there yet, but I mean, it is enough for me to start looking at that area as a support zone, right? This is a big outcome. Let's just say it, because remember, to my left, I have my deficit, right? Just the result between negative and positive volume. Big outcome zones usually tells me, like in this one, look at this is a clear picture of one, right? They tell me that we are into a what? Into a retail area. I usually want to stay away from retail. But when I'm keep going down as strong or steady as I'm going here, a retail area talks about a zone of bouncing or at least ranging for then a continuation. So if I have the chance to bounce up, I think for me, then this is me personally, right? I'm not sending you to do anything. But for me personally, that is worth giving it a try. Therefore, I will be looking for an entry, in fact, right here. Stop loss right below this one, just to compensate maybe for a little bit of that overshoot, right? And then riding it to maybe to the previous high for TP number 1. Then TP number 2 would be previous highs, right? TP number 3 and trailing, not the previous stop, but the previous stop, if that makes sense. This one here. And then you see what happens, trailing all the way up, right? There is, let's also now analyze the bearish scenario, because there is a bearish scenario and might be pretty harsh or a hard pill to swallow if you take this long. Why? Because you're gonna get stopped out right here at maybe when the dynamic retracement is coming in, right? So you're gonna get stopped out and almost instantly you will need to jump back in. So this is a question that I ask you, right? You need to ask this question to yourself, and I think that's why this is very important. What's going to be your game plan, right? Are you going to respect your calculations, even though if when it takes you out, you need to reconsider to jump back in? Or are you going to pull your stop loss lower? In this case, both might make sense, but I rather get out as soon as possible. And if I need to re-enter, I just re-enter. I don't care. And that is because of the structure of how my brain works. Remember, I'm a very sentimental trader. And is this gonna feel like a kick in the balls? Yes. Right? Yes. Because dude, I could just avoid it, get liquidated. Not get liquidated, but I could avoid it, just get stopped out, right? And then jump back in. But in practical terms, it's just this freaking same thing, right? It's just the same thing. I'm just preventing to getting farther pain, right? And getting stopped out farther lower, right? So for me, that will be a security movement. But again, being a sentimental trader, that is like, kicking the balls, right? So I also want your perspective, Alex. And this is the 4 hour. So having that possibility of the quantum reactor coming in strong, right? And maybe considering maybe jumping back into the same area that I got stopped out. Why would your sentiment / strategy will be there?
So looking at your chart and looking at the quantum reactor coming in on turbo. So for me, I have a level exactly where you're looking at, basically coming for those lows. It's that volume. That volume level is very important. Okay, that's one thing. Like I got long way down there at the bottom, but I had already taken profits on the way up. But for continuation, I would expect that low on the left hand side where that liquidity box is to be taken. That's how I would wait, and then I'd have obviously because it's a meme coin, you're gonna have a massive stop loss and give yourself a chance to be in the trade. I think with any meme coins, it's very important to just give yourself enough wiggle room to be in the trade, to have a chance, right? Because a lot of the time it's gonna snap up and down all the way, beyond what you think it's gonna go there, right? So I think it's very important to understand the asset that you are trading. It's like, especially with meme coins, or there's some tokens too that do it, which you really got to give a lot of wiggle room for your trade. And I learned the wiggle room from you, man. So I always tell people to add that wiggle room percentage to their trades, just so that they can, guarantee that they don't get stopped out and then the trade goes the direction that they wanted it to go, but because of the amount its volatility, they were knocked out of it because they didn't give themselves enough room on their stop loss, right? And obviously, with more room on your stop loss, you got to manage your risk to that bigger stop loss as well.
Absolutely. I do agree. In fact, you know what? Thinking it again, I do see it coming back in here. I mean, we both have this area here. So, and just like you called it, you know what? It is a meme coin, right? I think it is out of smart people to retrieve and replan, right? To engage once again. Always change your opinion when you see it. You don't need to marry Turbo. You don't need to marry Turbo, right? So I would actually take your advice for my friendly recommendation, which is going to be give it a time. Let's see if we can take it. If we take these areas, let's jump in. And for that, you know what? I'm going to set my alert, and I might be jumping in also here if I see flip of the ribbon right there. And if it just reverses, I will be jumping at the next reversal as we take this area. So it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. Enter here, and then off we go. So I think that will
You
be
mean
my
no
next
FOMO?
one. Yeah, no FOMO. Like no FOMO, man. No FOMO, I promise. No, I mean, yeah. At this point, I mean, I'm not into any trades at the moment. Talking about my daily trading. I actually looked, last time I looked at the charts was Saturday, right? XRP already moved on me 30 minutes ago. Man, that was another kick in the yeah, man, in the butt. What other one? I mean, Bitcoin moving to me. I do still have my bot, right? But that is not daily trading. So it's gone. For me, it's gone. I'm just looking for retracement areas. So, and here's the thing. Yes, I'm a sentimental trader, but sometimes I also understand what to let go, right? If I don't need that extra stress, let's not put it on to me. All right. So that will be the plan. I want to take a look at Super. I like Super, by the way. Super. Let's Super here. And
He loves Elliott Trades, man. It's his best friend.
Oh man. And let me just remove this thing here. It's just a little bit too noisy. And I do like the pattern that we're forming. So as you can see, I will start clean here, or just to do my eyeballs test, right? So what I'm seeing here is either, guys, remember that you can have several things, right? Either a bull flag or a pennant or a something like that, right? Or a triangle. Something important that I want to point out, it is that this is the classical pattern that I see on continuation, especially talking about Bitcoin, right? Remember the little hump, bigger hump, then we have the arrowhead here, and then usually if we see
There's the pattern.
There's a pattern, exactly.
There it is.
Yes, there it is.
Rooftop arrow pattern.
It is, there it is. So basically, but it's not yet confirmed, right? Any pattern only confirms as a breakout retest, or at least a breakout and then something else. So this is exciting. I don't know. Let me finish up here my analysis. Let me also try to catch as many lows as I can here. And also, let's just also get rid of that one. We already acknowledged that with this little, what is it? I don't know, with this little curving here, right? So let's see what my indicators are telling me. Well, I'm still bullish here. Nice. Can I still go lower? Absolutely. So lowering entry points will be somewhere around dynamic reactor as always, right? Somewhere maybe at 182, 84. So is it a good idea to enter maybe right now? I don't know. Let's keep going here. What is up next? Well, also quantum reactor coming in strong. Nothing to do there. Oh, trend line here. Maybe not as I define it here. Still making that support area, right? Also, we need to acknowledge we have a area of rejection here, which is also weekly high, right? Previous week high. So next possible movement, that's why we always go for breakout, retest, and then off we go, right? Just to grab that liquidity out of this area. Let's go for the next one. Oh, look at that rising wedge as an automated area here. So what else do we have? Volume. Not too much volume here that actually pushed me into taking that trade though. Soft order blocks. You know what? I'm not gonna be taking the trade until breakout retest. And this is, I think, gonna be the decisive point. I don't see the flip of the ribbon here. And based on Turbo's very volatile movement, I would say that this is going to be one of the cases where when I see the flip of the ribbon, it's going to be just a little bit too late. So I'd rather go with the next best possibility, which is dynamic reactor, right? Where is my dynamic reactor coming in strong? I will also have what here? I have a golden line, right? I also have another area here, a soft area. I believe that we're going to be migrating this one to this one. So I will say that we could be having sweep of the lows, right? Maybe if we take a look at this as a Wyckoff, this could be a spring and then breakout retest and off we go. That's going to be my game plan for super. I also don't want to miss that possible trade. So let me just do liquidations to see where is it faster or closer to hunt. And none of them. Sheesh, none of them. They're too far away. All right, so smart people. All right, we got some smart people knowing that we can have some liquidity or they already have been taking out, right? So let's just run with the more secure plan, which is sweep of the lows, breakout retest, and off we go. Or sweep of the highs, breakout retest, and off we go. Still, area of entry might be on the same zone after confirmation pattern of price action. So where's going to be my alerts? My alerts is going to be, first of all, here, sweep of the lows, right? And then sweep of the highs. So whichever happens the first, I will know which the next step will be and what is going to be the support I'm going to be following. So again, I know it kind of for the new members, it is, yeah, you're pointing in both directions, but you have a plan for each direction. So regardless, you have a plan, right? It's not like you do just the half of the work and expect it or believe that it's always going to play your way, right? So that's what I have in super also. We're 1 minute away from wrapping the class out. Let me drop it. Alex, I know you also have other class to be at. I don't want to take too much of your time. Do you have anything else for the classroom before we wrap things up?
I think we covered a lot, man. A lot today, a lot to take in. It's very bullish right now. Like we said, we want to see Bitcoin kind of establish a range, a top, right? And then look for that rotation. So in this moment, I think patience is going to be your best friend, and then make some better decisions as we get more data presenting itself. But it's been a fun one. It's Monday. It's the start of the week. So, I mean, buckle up. It's going to be a fun one. I forecast a big dump at some time this week just to come back and wreck everybody. That is, if I had one forecast, one guess, that would be my guess. Okay. So good. Have fun. Safe trading, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Alex, thank you for covering today. It was a little bumpy for me in the morning. And guys, thank you so much for being here. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.